All right, guys, so today we're going to tune the Yozma IN. The actual pronunciation for Yozma is Yozma, but I'm going to keep calling it Yozma, Yozma, whatever you want. So we got a lot of comments on the previous video. A lot of you guys were talking about the top speed. Some of you thought that it goes 40 miles per hour. And in the Dragy app, it showed that it only went 35 miles per hour. And then on the website, it says that it goes 28 miles per hour top speed. So there's a couple things that I want to clarify. From what I was reading in the comments, there's different versions of this bike, like different brands sort of carry a similar model. And it's just going to be really different across all those brands, the top speed, what they advertise, and then what the actual top speed is. Some of you felt like the 40 miles per hour that they originally advertised was kind of deceitful. I do want to clarify one thing. Even though we hit 35 miles per hour in the Dragy test, the actual top speed with the wheel off the ground does reach 40 on the display at least. Test it right now. Power level 3, twist the throttle. And we do hit just about 40 off the ground. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, it means that, is it technically untrue that it reaches 40? Kinda. But when we did test it with the wheels down, with the Dragy, power level 3, stock settings, it was 35 miles per hour. So today we're going to change the tune and see if it changes the top speed. Obviously, it'll change the power distribution, definitely for wheelies and things like that. First thing that you're going to need is this Bluetooth module. So you could get this on Iconic Cycles. I'll put a link in the description. But basically, this is what you have to connect to the far driver controller in order to change the tune. So get this first before you do anything. I do have a promo code if you want to save some money. And then the next step is removing this plastic piece. So this is the covering for the controller. So you just loosen these 4 bolts over here. And now you can access all of the connectors, and you don't actually have to remove the far driver controller, which is really convenient, just the plastic. Love that. This is actually how we removed the brake sensors. So the brake sensors, I believe, are over here somewhere. I think it's these two. But for today, we want to actually install the Bluetooth module. So you're going to see this 4-pin connector, 4 wires coming out of it. That is where the Bluetooth module goes. So all you have to do is connect it. And there you go. So now let's go into the app. Okay, so we have the far driver app opened. We're going to turn the ignition on. And you're going to know that the Bluetooth module is connected when you see that red dot right there start blinking. So we know that it's connected. We'll double check in the app over here. The U1 QU FOC 482. That is the far driver controller. So we are connected. Go back to the menu, open up the pro settings. Those are all the settings for the bike. Now, the stock settings are pretty good. You know, I actually like them a lot. But some people were asking, how do we actually get more out of the controller? So we hit up our boy, Ryan Goodyear, Iconic Cycles. Really great resource for far driver tuning. So if you ever want a custom tune, definitely hit him up. So the first thing we'll change is the RPM. Max speed RPM, which is set at 3,900. So we will change that to 10,000. 10, 1, 2, 3. We're going to change the throttle acceleration step from 224 to 220. Throttle deck step 128 to 224. And then throttle low from 1.1 volts to 0.95 volts. Okay, so we'll save that menu. When you hear a beep, you know it's saved. And now we will go to the next screen, which is ratios and speed. This is 100%. This is 100%. 100. 100. Go on the right side, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100 over here, and 100 over here. Okay, so now the bottom 6 settings will be 95, 85, 85, 90, 85, and 85. Okay, and the bottom setting for limit speed RPMs from 3,900 to 6,000. Okay, perfect. All right, next one, let's save that. Next one is ratios and gear, so we'll change low speed from 1650 to 4,500. And then 2750 to 9,000. That looks good. Let's save it again. Now we'll go to protect. Scroll all the way down to protect. Change low volt protection from 40 volts to 36.1 volts. Okay. PID parameters, AN12 to AN0. Let's save that. Okay, save it one more time just in case. All right, guys, so that is sort of our baseline settings to open up the bike a little bit more. Again, if you want more custom parameters, definitely hit up Ryan Goodyear. He'll probably give you just like a little bit more detail on the tuning. All right, so let's remove the module because you can't actually run the bike with the module on. You get this error 10. All right, settings are saved. We remove the Bluetooth module. Let's turn it on. Bump it up to power level 3. And let's see what the display shows, if that changes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whoa. So 54.6 on the display compared to the 40 miles per hour on the display. So once we get this thing on the street, it's definitely going to go faster. It's definitely going to have more response. So definitely get that Bluetooth module from Iconic Cycles, use my promo code, and tune this bike up to go way faster. Link is in the description. All right, let's see what the initial tune feels like. We are on power level 2. A little more responsive. Let's try power level 3. Oh yeah. Yeah, that tune definitely woke the bike up. All right, so let's test it out on the Dragy and see what the top speed is. 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. 29 miles per hour. 35, 36, 7, 38, 39, 41, 42, about 42 miles per hour. Now we're going downhill. 40, about 42, 43. Woo! Let's spin around here. 3, 2, 1. Going uphill. And going uphill slightly slower. 30. Flattening it out now. 31, 32, 33, 34-ish, 35, holding on 35, still going uphill, 36, 36, about 35, 36. Yeah, so a little more top speed, roughly 40 miles per hour.